Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. My name is Bradley, also known as the Swim Coach. And today we're going to have a look at going into the next game week, or what combinations you guys can have out there if you still got your free play, or maybe a few little substitutions that could help you out there. I've got three teams that I want you to analyse. One's about 90% game rating. And there's another one that's like 97%. And there is another one that is way up there at 100, or nearly like 100%, at 98, 99%. So very, very interesting. But if you do want to join my league, the code is going to be up here. If you want more videos like this, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. It'd be much appreciated. So let's have a look at team 1. And what your opinion is on this team for me. So it is my lowest rated playing team. It does have some very interesting players in it. And I've used a lot of the players that have done really well in the season so far. And I think that's going to look at why some players are on the bench as well. Now, this team has got Haaland, Salah, Gravenberg, who's doing well at the moment, Timbers, who's doing really well, Gokore. It's really strong. But this rating is only 90%. Team rating 92. It's predicted to get 62 points. And I think after the next game week, we should have a look and see how many points this team actually got. It'd be very interesting to see how it got on. And this is like a team that you would use for a wild card or a free hit if you still got them, and how you're planning. I kind of like this team, but I still think 62 points is strong. It's bigger than what the average was for this last game week. And there are some the teams that are very stacked. And I think it's quite interesting. Now, Liverpool against Palace could be a bit of a tricky one. It is away at Palace, so it could be interesting. Palace do have the upper hand on Liverpool from the Community Shield or Charity, whatever people want to call it these days, at the start of the season. That's quite interesting. The defense looks strong, but I think you're going to have to look back and see what you guys out there think about this team. And we'll come back on the next one, how many points this team actually got. Now, we're going to get with this team. We'll have a look at the next one. Now, the next one, game week rating 98. 98. And it still's got £500,000 in the bank. 95% team rating. So it does have a lot of Chelsea players. Now, I have noticed that since I've done this. I did do this this morning, but since then I've heard that Garliver is going to be out injured, so I wouldn't have him in the team. So what we would do is we're going to try and get points for this. We would basically just swap these two out and say like he was an injured player during the game or something, or he didn't start. So other than that, yes. So since I did do these teams, it has been confirmed that he's having or he's got an injury. So bear with on that one. But it's a good little switch out. Or 5.8 million, you could potentially go with someone else that's going to be high rated as well. That's done really well. That's something out there you guys got to look at. But have a look. It's got Haaland, got Simeo, okay. It's got Bruno Fernandes, okay. Bruno Mbumba, okay. Don't that he's playing against his old club. That could be a bit of a stickler there. Enzo as well, Chalobah, Romero, Tarscott. It's a stacked team, and I kind of like it actually. Or if you want to, you could potentially take out Garvor and maybe go with Calvin Lewin because he's a high rate player, and go as a 3-5-2 formation. So that could be something looked at. What we will do is actually we will say whatever Calvin Lewin gets, we'll add that in because of he's in that first slot. And it does look interesting. 98% team rating. Yeah, okay, fine. It may change because of Garvor, but it does still look quite nice. 61 points predicted. So that could be interesting. Now, for me, Henderson always does really well against Liverpool, but we'll see on that one. It's gone with Sales against Sunderland, who are flying high at the moment, so that's quite nice. And then we're going to go into the next team, and I believe the next team is even stronger. There we go. And this team, again, has got a bit of a difference, but it is still stacked with players that have been doing really well. For me, could you change Pope out against Arsenal? Maybe. Could you put him with another £5 million player, or even, as it says in the top right-hand corner, I've still got £1 million in the bank. So I could probably go with a £5.5 million goalkeeper. And also then potentially maybe having a £5 million or £6 million defender, or £5.5 million defender, depending. So, but that team is rated at 97, game week 99. Predicted points, 68 points. Very, very interesting. Yes, game week later down the line for Grealish, he can't play against Man City because he's on loan at Everton. But there's some very interesting things out there you guys can do. And I actually quite like this layout, this team. And then also someone like Bruno Fernandes. Yes, you've got Bournemouth, but you've got Sunderland. Then you've got Liverpool. So it's that combination of what you're going to do. But then you could potentially go have a 5 in defence, 3 midfielders, and yeah, you could potentially do that later on that game week against against Liverpool. And also Grealish. Well, actually, Grealish will be out, so it's not even that good. But I think you got to look down that line, maybe. But then keep this team for next week. Grealish can come out, or you can maybe sub someone else in and change it around. But that game week of rating of 99 is very, very interesting out there. Yes, it is. There's 2 Chelsea players. There's 2 Everton players. One's on the bench, mind you. But you can probably look around that combination of what you want. And that's actually quite interesting how it's all laid out for. But with that, those teams out there, those combinations you can look through are very, very interesting. Now, having your team at 98%, okay, or 99% for that game week, very, very interesting. Now, I'm going to quickly drop you over to here. And these are the top transfer players out. Mo Salah. Mo Salah is the second most player transferred out. That is very interesting. Why? Is it because they're thinking about rotations? Where's club captain? Are they thinking about the games that Liverpool got coming up? Okay, Palace, hard game. Chelsea, hard game. Manchester United, starting to get hard. Okay. Brentford and Villa, not so. But it could be very interesting out there. I could probably see that Palace game being a draw. So look at that. Now, I can understand why a lot of people got in Tiki out because he's been suspended for 2 yellow cards in the Carabao Cup. Second one, scoring a goal and then taking his shirt off and getting a second yellow card. So that was a bit stupid there. Sanchez, well, he's just come back from a red card. Palmer, well, I believe I've seen some messages that he may be out until the international break. So those 18% of people, I think you got to look at that and try and maybe get rid of. Same up here, 24% of people. But it's only 1 game week, so for this, 2 game weeks for that, but then he's going to be on the bench. We're wasting 10.4 million on the bench. So that's very interesting. Hamstring injury here. Now, I need to check Man City. And let's just confirm it. Okay, so it's not on there yet. Now let's see what it said on my phone earlier. Where was it? Oh, it was Liverpool. Sorry. Liverpool. My mistake. Liverpool. Liverpool player. Or did I got it wrong? Okay, might be one of the youngsters then. Okay. Oh, there you go. There you go. This one here. There you go. Okay, so that's an ACL injury. Out for the season, youngster. Bit of a shame. I think he injured it during the League Cup game. There we go. No one's got him, so that's all right then. Okay. So looking back at that team here, at no, sorry, not this team. That's the 98% team. That's the 90% team. I need to look at this. It is, yeah, that 98% team here. You can still have Gulliver. My mistake. So that is something you got to look at. Still very good. We'll keep an eye on that. Of what happened. I read the name wrong. My mistake. But, ladies and gentlemen, that is where someone's got to be careful because if they've got the first name, okay, like the name is the same. So if sometimes you do get some stuff through, very, very carefully look through it. It is interesting how strong these teams are. I still like it, but having Salah being one of the top players out is very, very shocking for me. If you look at the overall points so far, okay, Salah's down here, but he's only 16 points, but it's only started the season. He's not got going yet. He always gets going a little bit later. But if you look at someone's players that have got a little bit cheaper value-wise, then you're looking like here, Chabla, 5.8, Senior, 4.8. That's what I mean, how he is in that team. Gay here, of course. And then we've got Anthony, but he's got Man City, so probably not. Okay, Pope is one of the best goalkeepers on this list, so that's why he's there. So have a look if you want to stack it and try and get those £5 million midfielders, £4.5 million goalkeepers, or £4.5 million defenders that you can stack in, and having 2 or 3 big names in your team, and you're hoping those other players push through. That is a good chance. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you do want to join my league, the code is going to be up here, or there'll be a link down in the description, as always. For now, have a lovely time. Good luck for the next game week, and I'll catch you on the next one. Goodbye from now.